Alright. Oh, it works. Today it works by default. Oh yeah. Right, so let's see. What's people writing? Hey, Captain Bose. Awesome. Well, I'm glad that you're waiting for it. I am waiting for it as well. I find these streams a lot of fun. It's good fun. Quite enjoyable, actually. Great people. Good challenge to draw something. Hey, Atsuki. Bjork. Jinstrad. Quentin. How's it going? So let's throw me some topics, and I'll can get start going. Hey, hail, Hellraiser's low. Alien prison cook. Ooh, oh, I like that idea. Cherry blossom fairy. Oh, that's also a nice topic. Awesome. Highlander. Ooh, how was Scotland, by the way? Lots of whiskey. So we've got 3 topics. I need 3 more, and then we can get going. Or if it's only 3, then I'll split the dice in 2. You guys got 1 more minute to throw me some topics. Tick tock, tick tock. Time's a ticking. Steampunk motorbike. Oh. A Rubik's Cube monster. So we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Hey, Flow Wizard. And Kerzin, you're new. Have you 2 clicked follow? I don't think so. You better click it, click it, click it, click it. Do as you want. I'm not gonna tell you what to do. You know what's decent to do. Cargo cult modern people. Huh. Ah, Kerzin. All right, that's cool, man. All right, let's roll the dice. Jacob Mobley. Good morning. Number 1, Alien Prison Cook by Bjorn. Awesome. Exactly what I wanted. Alien Prison Cook by Bjorn. Cool, man. All right. Let's start this. Okay, Alien Prison Cook. What I saw was like this big, massive fat guy. And he's kind of looking down at you. And he has his arm on the counter. And I should have that white head. Have him smaller. And it kind of has his head in shadow, right? Whoa. Like that. And we can only see his body. And on the counter where his arm is. And maybe he's like holding a knife. Like a meat cleaver. Good morning, Eric. That's awesome, Chisra. Looking forward to see what you're going to come up with. Keep pushing that. Game of Thrones tribute. I started a little bit more on mine as well, but I had to do some administrative shit in the evening yesterday. Just sit and do monotonous, redo the same motion over and over again, like file arrangement and shit like that. It's so boring. But you have to do it, or your hard drive is going to look like a grenade have gone off in a very short time. So you got to keep organized, keep arranged so that you're not paying for it. In the same way, like when you're doing work for a client, taking the time to arrange the layers correctly can be a huge thing, in a time saver. Like I still remember like that. Now and then I do mistakes where I don't maintain a clean PSD. Just go crazy on top of each layer, and then the client says, "Oh, we want the layer, the PSD in layers, the character separated and so on." And then I just have to go in, like copy paste, cut all these things, and arrange like color dodge layers. We have to switch them off, copy on top, switch them on, and especially if you have like color balance or stuff on top, and then you can't copy that because this is like and you sit like half a day just trying to solve the cluster of chaos that you've managed to do, or spend a little bit extra time keeping the layers clean, and then when the client says, "Oh yeah, by the way, it's already finished," there you go, and you just click send. That's all you gotta do. You should always take for granted that that's what the client wants, so you gotta maintain a good PSD. What's up, Jacob Mobley? It's quite late for you, isn't it? Like this is your good night lullaby. The swan song of the day. Jacob Mobley. Yeah, it's called future proofing, right? Sometimes, like one client said, like, "Oh, you don't need like we sent them the PSD, and they were like, "Oh, we don't need it to be so like clean. Just do it in a way." But in the end, decided not to keep not to send it dirty, just because we know that if they need edits, we have to pay the price by sitting and do corrections, just in like layer organization, rather than give the client what they need. So I always try, and I think in the studio we always try to keep it clean. It saves time in the long run, even though it's sometimes time consuming to keep a clean PSD. But in case a client needs something shifted, something moved, all of a sudden you're in a world of pain. Hey, Sofa Straggler, good morning. Sofa Straggler, one of the best nicknames, period. Or So Fast Wrangler. Hey, Kerdzin. Well, I'm glad that you dig it. It's a fun topic from Mr. Georg over here. It doesn't really look like a French mustache, but it looks like a little bit like not Boba Fett. What's that big fat guy in Star Wars? Jabba the Hutt. It's a little bit like a Hutt. He looks very pudgy. Hey, Russell. Jacob Mobley, that's cool, man. Yeah, Jabba the Hutt. Okay, this is kind of taking a weird route. I have no idea why. First of all, the alien prison cook is so happy, and why he looks like Jabba. It was not at all my mental image. But as we're here, now we're in this room. I guess I have to run with it. I mean, if I would change things drastically, I would lose a lot of time. But maybe I can change things with the help of my bestest friend, Liquify. Let's Liquify. Worst thing is when you're on a tight time, like on 30-minute warm-up, you gotta maintain the brush strokes to some degree, right? If you're gonna go in and change too much, let's lift. It's just turning weirder and weirder. Okay, let's go with that. Let's give him some scars to make him look a little bit meaner. Russell, yeah, maybe he's just that nice guy, the nice guy in prison that lures you in, false sense of security, and it's like, no, of course you can have extra meat, of course you can get one extra spoon of vegetables, and then all of a sudden you're holding his pocket. Hey Coxix, how's it going? I hope everything is fine with you, my friend. My good old gorilla art fair friend. Let's give him some scar there so he looks a little bit more monstrous. He is an alien after all. And there's another interesting comment. I think we kind of discussed it for some time in the studio. Was like everything is always towards violence, right? If it's an alien, he's evil, or we have to design some gun. Why is it always towards like destruction, right? Why isn't there never utopian designs? Like war doesn't exist anymore. Well, I know obviously why. It's because of narrative, right? You need something that instigates or that drives the story forward, and conflict is usually uh, the go-to move, right? No one wants to see just aliens sitting and drinking coffee all day. That might not be a fun thing to sit and play either. Like, how good can you drink the cup of coffee? Hey, Captain Jetlag, how's it going? Keep Jacob over, yeah. Oh, it wasn't Jackson's fault? Was there some lobbying happening? Alright, I gotta stop reading the chat so intensely if I want to have some painting done. I'm like sitting and I was looking at, I was updating 30minutewarmup.com again. I'm now up to, I think, episode 40 of this season. And I was looking at myself in this, like what am I doing, etc., etc. And I saw that how much I sit and read the chat. Like half of this 30 minutes, I'm just sitting and reading. I'm not actually painting. I'm sitting and chatting with you guys. That might not be the smartest thing to do on a 30-minute stream if you want some sort of results. But I do enjoy it, hence why I'm doing it. I'll keep doing it. Keep sitting and reading what you guys are writing and being a part of the conversation. Oh, really, Captain Jetlag? That's really interesting. Yeah, Shape of Water looks really, really cool. Exciting. Excited to see that. A friend of mine, or a few friends of mine, they were working on a Del Toro movie, um, which was a really cool, interesting process. This was a couple of years ago, but they were all like uploading towards this one blog, and this blog was obviously secret. It was no one was allowed to post the link. But I talked to my friend, and he was like, "Yeah, yeah, I'm working on this movie. Have a look." And he sent me the blog, the URL for the blog, and all the artists that were working on the movie, they posted on this blog, which was a really cool idea. Like that uh, they all shared their art, and there was supposedly there was like I mean, obviously you could see what everyone else had been doing as soon as you went to the blog. Um, and they were all like talking to each other, and apparently there was supposedly like weekly meetings where they looked at the stuff they were doing, and I thought that was a really cool idea. And that's not what you really see a lot of in the industry. A lot of in the industry is like everyone works in isolation. The art director is the one that has the overview, and there's very little cross artist communication, especially like if you're freelancing. But that was really cool to see that they were all like inspiring each other. Russell Jones, yes, of course. If it's your art, share it. That's fine. There's a lot of people are so scared of doing things on the Discord. This is easy, like general chat, go to general. If you've done some art, be it study or drawing or pencils, post it. And don't be afraid of putting your art up there, showing that you're active. A lot of people like, oh, I'm sorry for spamming. Like, why are you, why are you saying that you're sorry? It's your art. Show it. Okay, if you're just posting the same picture over and over and over again, like 20 times, maybe that's spamming. Just updating what you've been up to is not spamming, just because no one else has been posting. You should see it like, why isn't everyone posting more art? And battling who posts the most or stuff like that, you know. So just go ahead and post. I think it's cool. I love seeing art. I don't have time to comment all the time, but I'm definitely looking at everything someone posts on the Discord. I'm having a look at. Hey, Didless, welcome back. Glad to see you here again, man. Willkommen, willkommen. Okay, so how can I separate the guy so he's more obviously alien? His big butch. Um, give him a scar. But I want something that's clearly. Oh, he's clearly alien. Let's give him some pattern on that arm. Like squid type pattern. Where am I? I'm approximately halfway through. All right, I'm in a pretty good state, even though I've been reading the chat like crazy, being very counterproductive. Uh, but yeah, it's okay. It's okay. I got you. I got you. Well, like with the thing with the Del Toro movie, movie and that blog, the risk with including the artists with each other is that you're getting one-sided art. right? If they get too inspired by each other and start gravitating to a certain style just because one artist created a little bit more interesting, and then you can see the ripple effect on the other artists. That is always a danger doing something like a common joint creativity in that sense. Like they see what each and other everyone does. You can start seeing maybe repetition in the art. But I think everyone that was working on that movie together, they were very different in style, and I don't think they pushed so hard to be alike. You know, they were very unique artists. It was fun to see, though. I don't think that movie ever was released. At least it's not released yet. Maybe, Del Toro hasn't decided to make it yet. It was fun to figure write it a bit. Like I saved the URL. Obviously, my friend shared it with me, but I didn't show it to someone else because obviously he trusted me not to. So I kept it to myself, but I did go and visit the website or the blog now and then to look at, like what they've been up to. It's pretty cool. Hey, Mila, you're back. Yeah, Mila. Belly button needs an eye. Hey, Bintran, good morning. Welcome back. Yeah, Georg. I think for some reason they do. I think he's in the do the come on words, motherfucking words. I think what he does, there we go, is that he throws a lot of he throws a lot of things on the wall and see what sticks, and then whatever sticks that has the strongest, he keeps cultivating. Like I know that he's an artist himself, and he sketches, and he has like sketchbooks and stuff, and you can see from them that he's iterative thinker. So I'm quite sure that he tries things out and sees what sticks and experiments, and I think he's wise enough to know when to let something go. So you say 3 nipples, but you can't have 3 nipples. You can only have 4. Obviously, you can only have 4. Can't have 3. Okay, so where are we? 10 minutes left. All right, pretty good. Pretty good. Not like super ideal, but there was a lot of not knowing what the hell I'm doing here. Okay, so I feel like the light, even though it's interesting, is a little bit less ideal. So what I'm gonna try and do is just shift it slightly to where I want it to go. How dare you, phone? Shut up. Huh. I have seen Total Recall. I know you can have 3 nipples, Quentin. That's really interesting, Silver Shrine. Yeah, in Total Recall, there was a three-boobed woman. Um, in the early '90s version, obviously, and then they do have her in the remake as well. But I mean, in the '90s and '80s, they had such freaking weird movies. There was probably a lot of drugs involved in those movies. It's so crazy to see sometimes. Like I remember some really weird ones that became like it became like standard, you know, in a weird way. Like it they were so strange that they became the new like meme in a way, but became a standard in when you create a new world. Like, you know, like vampires. Everyone knows what a vampire is. Someone had to come up with vampires, right? The same with crazy ideas like the what was that Jean Claude Van Damme movie when he was a soldier that could just be respawned, a universal soldier or something. At that time, it was such a weird idea, but it's like commonplace. Now it's nothing. You don't think twice about it. Like technology necromancer. And like the idea of a Rambo type of character. Like you, like I say Rambo now, and it becomes you don't even you need to explain what a Rambo type character is. Everyone just knows. Oh, right. But prior to Rambo movies, that analogy didn't exist really. What? Chuck Norris, Bruce Lee. You guys like uh, Jean Claude Van Damme. Yeah, he was special. I mean, he still is. He hasn't died. Um, but I don't think he does any movies anymore. But that split kick, uh, his famous split kick, he milked that puppy to death. Any movie he ever did, is like they had to incorporate that split kick somehow. Doesn't matter. I think Jean Claude Van Damme he did a movie called Time Cop, I think, and in that movie, the way they incorporated the split kick was he jumped up in the kitchen and there was some like sort of danger on the floor or something, and he split kick and perched himself between kitchen counters. Remember? Uh, oh, so good. So cheesy, but it was so funny though. I love it how they always put that split kick in. It doesn't matter. It's like in any movie, split kick. I wonder if it's in the contract, like on Jean Claude's side, like you have to incorporate the split kick at least once, like it's his trademark. I mean, in a way, it could be true, you know? Why not? Everyone knows that he does that split kick, and it's like maybe it's a part of his contract. In any movie he does, he needs the split kick to be showcased at least once. Mm. Oh yeah, flooded and electrified floor. That sounds familiar. It's, it's so funny though, man. These '90s movies were crazy. Blood sports, blood sports, man. That was another movie. Doing some tattoos on him. I can't be bothered making better tattoos, so I'm just writing shit. Maybe not the best way to do tattoos. But there's I mean, Predator was a 90s movie, for example. That one just came out of left field completely. And then it became, now it's like standard, right? Predator and Alien. I mean, obviously they did based Alien on Geiger's work, but someone had to come up with a storyline. This is a cool movie. Jacob Mobley. Yeah, Spanish in space for sure. Um, how much? Oh, time is up. Oh shit. All right, that's it. Let's do a quick, just one quick color balance. Get some colors in there. Maybe one more. Something like that. All right. Actually, one tiny little fix. Let's see what this does. Oh, obviously using this wrong color, warm on cold, but I will tweak it. I was trying to, what my plan is to lower the fill so it will catch only on some of them. But it didn't help. Oh, helped a little bit maybe. My good old posturized trick maybe can lift out some interesting tones. Yeah, some red in there. That's good. That's good. All right, that's it. Thanks everyone for coming. Have a fantastic day. Good night. See you guys tomorrow morning, where you will decide the topic again. Thanks for this topic, Georg, which is alien prison cook. Fun little thing to have explore. Don't know really how well I did, but it was interesting. So thanks everyone, and have a good one. Bye. Here comes the outro, Princess Wave. Bye. Bye.